are black and you are afraid of ghetto people, you are whitewashed. They got you.
That had to be the single dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. Why do motherfuckers insist on using the word whitewashed incorrect? Hood culture does not make up all of black culture. So being afraid of a hood person doesn't all of a sudden make you white. Doesn't take away your black card. So not only did you say that ignorant ass shit, recorded it, reviewed it, looked at it, and then still posted. But I'm gonna keep it respectful. And all this video and any other video like it and anyone in the comments talking about it shows me is that you niggas lack the ability to have necessary conversation. And while I don't like the trend, I don't see any real problem with it. At least not enough for me to get mad about it and make some fucking video, because y'all yourselves are showing y'all own internalized hatred of your own people. Why did you internally read hood people and associate that with all black people? And in the same breath say, oh, if you don't fuck with them, you don't fuck with any of us, so you're white. There's a reason that hood culture and black culture are two separate things. And it's so disingenuous to disregard the experiences of other people simply because these two groups of individuals are the same skin color. Like, maybe did it ever occur to you that they're afraid of hood people because of their own experiences in life? Or maybe some people are just non-confrontational and don't like certain areas or certain ways that people act in public. And so most of my friends, we can code switch. That's easy. We know time and place for everything. But in most cases, hood people don't. And they act that way everywhere. So again, like I said, this trend is not about black culture. It's about hood culture. And if you associate yourself with hood culture, say that then.
I let that video play all the way through because I needed you to hear all the information said in it. This video is going to be long, but I'm going to try to condense that information. Now, fun fact, I already recorded a 10-minute video, stopped it, and then starting over, okay? I'm trying to make it shorter this time. Cognitive dissonance is a psychology term that describes something that happens when you have a previously held belief or thought or notion and you run into information that clashes with that directly. The example they like to give, if you like Google it, is like, I smoke, smoking can kill you. Maybe I don't smoke enough, or those studies aren't strong enough, yada, yada, yada. There's cognitive dissonance here happening where people are saying, I'm afraid of hood people. And then someone got online and said, if you are afraid of ghetto black people, that makes you whitewashed, okay? And that's offensive. It makes people angry. It makes you go, no, I'm not whitewashed. You're just not thinking, right? Now, I want to take a quick moment and a quick aside. Now, whitewash isn't the term I would use. I would say anti-black. I think it most definitely makes you anti-black. And as a quick aside, no one is saying that hood culture is inherently what all black culture is, or that to be in the hood you have to be black. It's literally a TikTok trend on black TikTok of black people talking about black things. So people are associating I'm afraid of hood people with black people because this is black people having a conversation, okay? Let's not play coy about that one. Don't just add words into people's mouth. Now, because of this cognitive dissonance, people aren't really taking the time to really think about what it means for being afraid of hood people or being anxious around hood people to be anti-black, to be, quote, whitewashing, even though, once again, not my preferred word. The first thing is you have to think about, how do you necessarily define a hood person, right? I collected a bunch of comments that I'm going to read off now from a video I made earlier about this. You're taking the word hood and defining it with the negative notions white people give black people, while the word is actually being used to describe the culture found in the hood, scamming, crash outs, etc. Let's not forget that. We're going to come back to that. You're trying to be faithful and considerate to black history, but no one wants to be around rowdy hood people. No one has time for that childish shit. So what are we calling the men that stand outside gas stations harassing women selling CDs? You don't have to associate with everyone just because they look like you. Bro, when she said hood people, she meant the dudes that want to look scary and will kill you, not just black people from low-income areas. I'm just afraid of the crackheads, meth addicts, and the drug dealers that sell it to them, and anyone who has any mental disability, because all the motherfuckers are crazy. Ghetto and hood aren't synonymous. Being a hood rat is an activity and the profession, not necessarily how they look. Now we need to disassociate the word hood with black. Being hood isn't going to define our blackness anymore. You guys are creating this straw man argument where the thing you're saying is like, no. See, the problem is you're anti-black because you're associating being hood with being black, where black culture is one thing and hood is this other dirty, nasty thing. You guys are not instead questioning why you believe the culture of the hood, or what it means to be like from the hood, to mean the culture of scamming out, crashing, to be dangerous, right? The reason she called y'all whitewashed is because you are associating impoverished black people with an inherent danger. It's Reagan era welfare queen rhetoric. It's Bill Cosby's pound cake speech. I'm not coming this from the perspective of like black history and, I have to look down. I'm from the hood. I'm from the Cooper Road in Shreveport, Louisiana, which has been renamed Martin Luther King Boulevard, but nobody fucking calls it that. I used to stay at Prince Village Apartments every summer with my grandma and go down to Tuminalas and get the chicken strips, okay? If anyone from Shreveport sees this video, they can tell you Cooper Road is the hood. Now, the point I'm trying to make here isn't, well, I'm from the hood and I sound like that. It's not about me. The thing I'm saying is that I know a lot of people who y'all would be anxious around, and those people pose absolutely zero threat to you. They're zero threat to anybody, but they dress a type of way, they sound a type of way, they look a type of way, they're from areas that you associate with the hood. To y'all, hood culture, to be from the hood is, or to consider yourself hood is to be dangerous, it's to be threatening, it's to be a crash out, it's to be a scammer. To me, it's playing basketball in the street. To me, it's going down to the snow cone spot when it opens up in the summer. To me, it's grandma waking you up for an early ass church service. To me, it's cookouts. To me, it's dominoes on the porch. The anti-blackness here is that when you hear hood people, when you hear hood, when you hear of a hood person who makes you anxious, you thinking of a dangerous crash out, somebody who's loud in public and threatening and awful. When I think about hood people, I think about my loved ones. This isn't me just associating with everyone who looks like me. I think about my cousins. I think about my family. And those are wonderful, deep, beautiful, caring people who have families and lives and jobs and work, and they're from the hood and they're great. And to y'all, they are nothing more than a demographic on a fucking page. I can already predict the comments, because the comments are gonna be like, oh, hood culture, well, no, your family's not hood because they're doing well for themselves. What it means to be hood is to be a poor, dirty, black. Like, what you're describing, the way you all are speaking, that you can't see somehow is incredibly anti-black. You are afraid of black people who come from poverty. My mom was really particular about the way that I spoke. I would always go back home and spend every summer back on the Cooper Road with my family in Shreveport, Louisiana, and she would make me speak a certain way. One, because she was a news anchor and it's how she spoke, but two, because she understood the power and privilege of not being perceived as that way. She understood that just from the very way that you speak, the moment you open your mouth, people will make judgments about you. And they will assess the kind of person they believe you to be and what they believe you are capable of being. And so to see people, black people who should understand what it's like to live in this country, right? Look at me, right? And look at my neighbor, my friend, the people I grew up with as threats because of how they sound, how they dress, how they look, not because of anything they've done, right? That's anti-black. That's internalized racism. That is you being afraid of poor black people. You think that what it means to be hood is to be a fucking felon. Like, you know. And while you're busy separating yourself from them, I need you to know that no amount of speaking, no amount of speech, no amount of dressing a certain way, doesn't matter the fucking job you have or how much money you make. They look at you the same way you look at hood people. Live in that cognitive dissonance. Question why you feel this way. Really think to yourself, what makes you anxious about that? Okay?